Far, far away, just beyond our cubicles, we unwittingly operate in a world of self-generating beliefs. This process is known as climbing a ladder of inferences. Our ability to influence and negotiate effectively, and achieve the results we desire, may get eroded by our thought processes. Our beliefs become the truths that we act upon. Randy, why don't you step these kind folks up the ladder?
Okay, but first let me explain how I first came across this ladder of inferences. At an offsite meeting with colleagues, we were all hotly debating what we should be doing as a corporate group, rapidly getting nowhere. Finally, one colleague went up to the chart and drew this ladder, and instantly we all realized that we are operating high up the ladder, far away from what our director may have asked of us. We each applied our own filters, assumptions, and conclusions, and each of us had different interpretations. We needed to revisit exactly what was expected from our director. This effect happens many times with teams and limits their effectiveness. We need first to understand the ladder, and second, learn how to deal with it. So let's get started.
The base is observable data, something that could be recorded on a video recorder. A project manager could report that an overseas partner did not respond to request for data.
No, that is already an example of selecting data. The real, directly observable facts were that the project manager initiated 5 different requests for data and received answers on only 4.
So I was already one rung up the ladder in selecting a portion of the data. I applied a filter and only reported data that supported my argument.
The next step is at my rung, where people add cultural and/or personal meaning to the data they select. In our example, because the overseas partner did not respond, I add some meanings of my own, such as, this project is not a priority for that partner. And then I move rapidly up to assumptions about the overseas partner's current state. These underlying assumptions can sabotage conversations, especially when they are not recognized and not expressed. In this case, I assume the partner is not willing to cooperate on this project.
We next jump to conclusions that may or may not be warranted. In this example, team members come to a conclusion that, in general, they cannot or will not get responses from any overseas partner. We now form beliefs about the world, beliefs that guide decision-making. Over time, these beliefs either guide us to success or become baggage that drags us down. Our team comes to believe it is impossible to work with overseas partners. So, based upon this thought process, I now take action to argue against or avoid any project that includes an overseas partner.
That's right. You made a leap of abstraction. Say the top of the ladder is where action takes place with other people. Meanwhile, what do you believe is happening with other people?
I imagine the other people climbed their own ladder and filled in their own blanks.
And odds are they did not fill in the blanks the same way you did. The story gets even more complicated. Our beliefs seek evidence that they are correct, so we selectively gather more data to support these beliefs. We tune our minds to find every example of missing cooperation from overseas. The ways to avoid grief are, first, become more aware of your own thinking and reasoning. Second, make your thinking and reasoning more visible to others. And third, inquire into other people's thinking and reasoning. Here's to better negotiating.
I believe the ladder of inferences is a very effective model to ensure that people in team talk come to make right decisions. It is also an efficient tool to improve the quality of discussions and accelerate the process of getting agreement on a course of action. We need to be ever mindful of the tendency to climb this ladder in any and every negotiation or any transaction, both in ourselves and in others.